How's it going, guys? My name is Mighty Mac and welcome back to this channel. This video we're going to talk about the statistics for every single weapon, starting from the rare variant all the way to the legendary variant. We're not going to be talking about the uncommon or common variants with the weapon because I feel like they just don't matter as much to talk about because no one cares about that. It's pretty simple that you know that uncommon and common suck. Common is grey, uncommon is green, and then once you get to blues, which is the rare, that's the weapons you really want to be finding on the ground. But there's so much information to go over, which is why I'm also starting from the rare, and then we're going to go to the epic, then legendary variants of each individual weapons. So guys, before this video starts, if you guys can please consider smashing that like button and subscribing. Join the Wolfgang, it is free, and even if you want you can become a member as well, but that is not free. That will be at least around $2 as well, but you get exclusives from my channel either way. But guys, if this video does hit 30 likes, I will release basically a part 2 video of this where it's actually my weapon tier list, what I actually think personally from my favorite is going to be. That's why I wanted to release this video before that one, because this video we're going to go over every single weapon, damage, its DPS, which is damage per second, its range, and its rate of fire, which is basically the speed of the weapon, essentially. And I think you guys are going to be really impressed with these statistics and why some weapons are going to be the way they are. And honestly, for the weapon tier video that's coming out after this, basically, if this video, or when this video reaches 30 likes, it might change your mind, and it will most certainly, hopefully, change my mind as well. Alrighty guys, we're going to start with the rare pistol, which is just a single pistol on the ground with up to 10 bullets of ammo. Its damage is base 38, which this is going to be the closest range from comparing to where it splits off from the range from damage falling. So its best power or bullet damage is going to be 38 per bullet, and its rate of fire is 429, while its damage per second is 271. And guys, damage per second within this game, within this like statistics here, this is taken into account with no reloading, so it's just straight shooting within the 1 second and what its max can basically cap at. So if you think 271.7 damage per second with a normal blue rare pistol, you're not crazy. It sounds crazy, but that's actually accurate. Like if you have the best trigger finger or whatever on mouse or controller, you can actually get up to 271.7 damage in 1 second to actually take someone down, which is literally crazy. 271 damage per second. That is crazy. And its range is up to 100. It's the pistol's range isn't the best compared to the other weapons, but we will talk about that a bit later on. Next up guys, we're going to talk about the dual pistols, which is the same. It's also going to be 38 damage with DPS of 271.7 with rate of fire the same as the normal pistol. The only differences between the dual pistols and the pistol is that you have 10 more ammo, so it's still the same statistics all around within damage and whatnot, but you know, I would take that dual pistol over the pistol any other day just because of that extra ammo, especially if you're missing a few shots and whatnot. So it's pretty good. It's pretty cool that you can do that. I'm gonna talk about all these pretty fast, I think, but I just want you guys to understand what the damage per second is, and this is where you have to kind of reiterate which is going to be the best weapon like that. Next up, the Magnum. Base damage is 57, it's 162 rate of fire with a damage per second of 153.9, but its range is 120. The shotgun is 33 damage, but that's 33 damage per pellet. So honestly, I think there's around, I don't know how many pellets are on a shotgun, maybe up to 6. So maybe if you do 6 times 33 on an accurate shot with a shotgun up close, you can do a lot of damage. And its rate of fire is 150, while its damage per second is 82.5. And guys, these are on average, I hope you know. So with a shotgun, its average can actually weigh from lower than that or even higher than that. It depends on its actual damage factor. AK, the rare AK is 37 damage, which is actually below the pistol, surprisingly or not. The pistol is 38 while the AK is 37. interesting. Its rate of fire is 333, while its damage per second is 205.35, which again, that's a really good damage factor if it's the closest range as well. But its range is also one of the best, it's up to 120. Next we have the SMG, which is 35 damage with a rare variant with 429 rate of fire, with its damage per second 250.25, with its range being 110, just falling off short from the AK. But its damage per second does 50 more damage than the AK, so that's something to think about as well. But when you talk about the inaccuracies of these weapons, the SMG doesn't, like, it's not as accurate as the AK, so that's another thing you guys have to take in consideration as well within these weapons, which I guess I can talk about some accuracies and stuff if you want. The Dogner's dart gun does 13 damage per dart, but overall it will actually take off some of the health. It takes off 50% of the health, I think like 49 actually, because 2 darts will actually just kill the person. So it's something around that. So it's 13 with its rate of fire, 136 with its damage per second, 29.47. So if you look at that, that's actually going to be the lowest damage per second gun in the game. But overall, it's a pretty good strategy weapon, honestly, if you just want to make the person weak, make them push back, because once they're constantly taking damage like that, they will run and they are scared. The range of the Dogner's dart gun is 120 also. Next up, we're looking at the rare hunting rifle, which will do 90 damage straight off the base, which is pretty good. It's just 10 more health away from basically knocking someone down straight. Its rate of fire is 86, while its damage per second is 129. Its range is also maxed out to 120 as well, just like the AK and Dogner's dart gun, and Magnum actually. Next up we got the bow and Sparrow, which does 57 damage per little birdie, which its rate of fire is 95 and its damage per second is 90.25. So the bow and Sparrow I think is actually an underrated weapon, and you have to be honestly pretty good to use that weapon, kind of like a sniper as well. It will take off 1 shield and 1/3 of the player's health as well, which is just crazy if you think about it. And its inaccuracy is actually on a 2-degree angle, which means it is one of the most accurate weapons in the game. Next up guys, we are going to talk about the epic weapon variants within this game. As you can see with the rare weapons, there was no sniper. The only sniper with a rare is the hunting rifle, which we will be talking about the sniper in the epic variants, because that's where these guns actually evolve into something else. Alright guys, so the epic variants with this is, you got the purple pistol, right? You got a purple pistol, and then what's also added is a silenced purple pistol as well, which is also crazy. So the purple pistol will do a base damage of 40, which is literally crazy. Its rate of fire is 429, leaving its damage per second 286, a whopping 286. The dual pistol is going to be literally the exact same, 286 damage per second, but you have 10 more ammo. But with dual pistols compared to the pistol, I better say it now, dual pistols have a lower accuracy rate than the normal pistol. It means like the dual pistol has a higher degree of velocity where the bullets can spray a little more wider than you'd think, and that should. Whereas just the normal pistol doesn't. So if you want to know which pistol is actually more accurate, it's the single pistol by itself, but it's not by much, and honestly I would still go with the dual pistols all day. Next up, the silenced pistol. This does a damage of 38, which is just 2 short of the normal pistol. Its rate of fire is 462, damage per second all the way up to 292.6, which is better than the normal pistol and dual pistols. So guys, this is what I'm saying. The silenced pistol, I've talked about it in a bunch of my streams, is one of the best weapons in the game. To me, I think it could be the best weapon in the game. It is just incredible what you can do to it. The damage per second is just crazy. And once I say the other guns as well with the damage per second, you will see why the silenced pistol is, I'm going to say it's the #1 weapon. Next up, we have the Deagle. Does 57 base damage. And guys, remember, these are the epic variants, of course, so they're all purple. Its rate of fire is 154, while its damage per second is up to 146.3. So Deagle is always a good gun, of course, but you know, its damage per second doesn't beat the silenced pistol, but it does beat the silenced pistol distance. At least with damage fall-off range, of course. Next gun we're going to be talking about is the M16. It has a base damage of 37, rate of fire 333, while its damage per second is 205.35, which honestly is the exact same as the AK blue variant rare. So there's honestly not much difference there. I just think it's an AK. And the only difference between the AK and the M16 is that the M16 is more accurate. That is the only difference within the statistic. It does the same damage, 37, it does the same of rate of fire, it does the same damage per second, does the same range. The only thing that is better about the M16 over the AK is its accuracy. Its accuracy has a curve point of 2.5, while the AK has a curve radius of 4. So it's slightly better. It's not insane. So that's kind of really interesting to think about. You'd think it would be so much better. Next weapon is the Tommy gun. This does a base damage of 37, round per minute 429, while its damage per second is 264.55, which is crazy. Now that is actually better than the normal SMG by quite a bit. So the normal SMG, if you remember from the rare variant, is up to 250.25, while the Tommy gun does 264.55. So you can actually notice the difference there. Although the difference with the Tommy gun and the SMG is that this Tommy gun will spray a lot more, but its damage per second up close is overall the better gun. Next up, guys, we're going to be talking about the Jag 7. So the Jag 7, I think it's called the Jag 7 because it has 7 pellets. It does 25 damage per pellet. So, you know, if you times that by 7, you can literally almost kill the guy, or possibly even do so. Its round per minute is 150, while its damage per second is 62.5. Now, with shotguns, with these statistics, again, I said it varies because of the pellets and the damage and the range. So that's just what that is. I honestly don't want to trust that because anytime I use a shotgun, it's always up close and I always down them instantly. I feel like I always do more than 100 damage per second. But I think just sometimes it can take a little longer than a second for it to actually shoot, in a way. Next up, we'll talk about the sniper. It does a base damage with the epic variant of 95. Its round per minute or rate of fire is 75, while its damage per second is 118.75. Either way, if you hit someone with the sniper once, it will do 95 damage, which is crazy, and then you can just switch out your weapon, either a pistol or anything else, tag them once, and they should go down, considering they don't have any shield. But either way, if you hit someone with full shield with the sniper, it will wipe out their entire shield. So therefore, if you hit them again, it actually won't kill them because technically they'll have 5 HP left. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Sparrow Launcher. Damage base is 57, its rate per minute is 120, and its damage per second is 114, but its range is also the same as the sniper as well. Guys, when it comes to the epic variants, the ranges of these weapons start to peak to its max, apart from the pistol and the shotgun. Next up, we're going to go into the legendary variants. So guys, with this, we're gonna talk about the silenced pistol. There's only a few of these weapons. We've got the silenced pistol legendary variant, the Deagle, the Jag 7, Thomas gun, M16, a new weapon, the minigun, and the gold sniper, also the gold Sparrow Launcher. So now this is where the damage per second will have its peaks for these kind of weapons. So this is something to really consider about. Silenced pistol, base damage up to 40, rate of fire 462, which is, it does the same damage as the epic variant, but its rate of fire is actually a lot higher. but its damage per second with the silenced pistol is literally 308. This is the only weapon, apart from the minigun, of course, when I talk about that, that is over damage per second of over 300. So guys, maybe that's another thing that will actually tell you about the silenced pistol. Next up is the Deagle. It does a base damage of 60, rate of fire 154, while its damage per second is 154 as well. So Deagle, the gold Deagle, of course, is going to be better than the epic variant Deagle. Not by much, but you can see that its jump up with damage definitely helped it out. The Jag 7 Legendary, its damage is 27, which is 2 more damage points from the epic variant from 25. Its rate of fire is 150, while its damage per second is 67.5, which again is also on average within the pellets, blah blah blah. Next gun is the legendary Tommy gun, which does 39 damage per bullet, while the epic variant, if you remember, I said does 37. Next up, it does 429 rate of fire, while its damage per second, which is honestly the second highest from the silenced pistol, is 278.85. Interesting, I know. The M16 legendary variant does 39 damage, while its rate of fire is 333, and that's damage per second is 216.45, but its accuracy is even more insane. The minigun, it does a damage of 38 per bullet, which is just crazy. Its rate of fire is 545, while its damage per second, guys, nothing's gonna beat the minigun with the damage per second, okay? Not even a silenced pistol, but hey, it's close. The minigun is 345.17. That's why the minigun is technically the best gun in the game, if you can spray him so accurate. But other than that, like, you're not really gonna get a minigun within the game, and it's super rare finding one, even if it comes out of the crate or not. We're gonna talk about the legendary sniper now, which does 99 damage, which is just upsetting because say if you snipe someone and then they shotgun you for basically the crit max, and they're on 1 HP, you can go down. So I wish they have the sniper. If you hit a headshot in the sniper, just make it 100 damage, please. Just do something about that. Anyways, the rate of fire with the sniper is 75, while its damage per second is 123.75. There you go. The Sparrow Launcher is a damage of 60 with a rate of fire of 120, and its damage per second is 120. So it's basically saying you can literally shoot 2 Sparrow Launchers in 1 second when it finishes, so that's why 120 is its max. So guys, I hope this wasn't confusing at all. We were talking about the rare variants, the epic variants, then the legendary variants, and how much the statistics change. But hopefully you guys have heard, and even if you want to listen to this video back, you can definitely do so. It is a long ass video talking about every statistic in the game. It's kind of crazy. Man, I am tired, honestly. But guys, I hope you understand now, the silenced pistol, I've said about it all along, is so underrated. It is incredible in this game. Anyways, guys, I am done with this video there. I've talked about those 3 rarities. I didn't want to talk about the uncommon and common because I just think it's pointless. But guys, if you have enjoyed this video and want to see more stuff like this, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Remember, 30 likes and I will do my tier list myself. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Peace.